Well, for today's lesson, we're going to do a couple different things. We're going to be talking mostly about our senses. Do you know what that means when I say our senses? Do you know about our senses? Do you know we have 5 senses? Okay, so you know that we have 5 senses. Do you guys know what the 5 senses are? Caesar, what's one of our 5 senses?
Taste.
Taste, you got it. And what do you taste with? With your mouth, you're right. Use your tongue to taste with. Caesar, can you glue this up here on our 5 senses? Taste. Nazreen, what's another thing that we... Yeah, touch.
With our hands.
Yeah, and we touch with our hands. Or we feel and touch. We can feel with our feet. We can feel with...
Anything on our body.
Any parts of our body. You can feel something on your arm.
You can't feel something. There's the
Yeah.
baby owl of Madam. Oh, you turn your paper.
What's another one of our senses? So we have 2 of our 5 senses. We have taste and touch. What else, Caesar? Sight. Yeah, seeing. Our sight is one of our 5 senses. And what do we? How do we use our sight? Or what's one of? What do we use for sight? Your eyes. Yeah, we see with our eyes. Nazreen, do you-
Smell.
Smell. You got it. What do we smell with?
With our nose.
With our nose.
But can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why did Caesar turn the mouth backwards?
Oh, that one? Yeah, we'll turn it, we'll flip it around. There we go. All right, and what's the last ones? We have our taste, we have our touch, we have our sight, we have our smell.
And our ears. Hearing.
Yeah, we have our ears, what we hear with.
We can't.
You're
We
right.
can't live without no ears.
Right.
How can we hear?
Yeah,
You
we
can do
can
it,
hear
Caesar.
things. We can hear clapping. We can hear
Um,
tapping.
Or birds flying.
Yeah.
That would be fair for Caesar to have us flying yet.
Okay, so you know a little bit about our 5 senses, right?
Yeah.
Do you know, are we the only things that have the 5 senses, or is there anything?
Everyone.
Every person has some 5 senses, but not everybody. Because what about people? Maybe.
They have no foot like that or no hand.
What about like maybe some people might have
1 eye?
yeah, maybe 1 eye. So maybe some people might be blind.
Yeah.
So they might their sight might be affected.
They have 4.
So maybe they only have 4 senses because 1 is affected. Yep.
Only have 3.
So we're gonna read. So, but did you know that animals have senses also?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like their wings are like some you know some animals have wings and the wings are feel like their hands, I think.
Okay.
Maybe like their hands instead like wider.
Okay. So their wings can be like their hands. You think they feel with their wings?
Yeah.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah, they can feel like
Okay.
water.
So let's write down some of our thinking here then. So you think with other animals they might feel with their wings?
Yeah.
What else? How else do you think animals might use their senses?
Smelling like they're smelling to get to their food.
Okay. How do you think they might smell? How so do you think some animals smell?
Like with their mouth.
Okay.
Animals smell with their mouth.
Some animals smell with their mouth. What do you mean? What do you think?
Like some animals don't have noses. And they just stick out their tongue and they can smell.
You're right. So, like what animal sticks out their tongue to smell?
Like a snake.
A snake
Because he doesn't
and
have
a
a nose.
lizard. You're right. So we know that some animals can sense in different ways. So that's what we're going to read about today is surprising animal senses. And about different ways animals use their senses, different than ours. What kind of book do you think this is going to be? Do you think this is fiction or nonfiction?
I think fiction.
Fiction?
Because it's an actual animal.
Okay. Do you know what fiction means?
Then it's pretend.
Yeah. So
I think
fiction
it's
is
non-fiction.
yeah. So fiction is fake. Nonfiction is not fake.
Oh, I forgot so much about
Yes.
kindergarten remembering.
So, but now now you're right, Caesar. So this is going to be a nonfiction because it's not fake, right?
Yeah.
We're going to be reading about real animals and their real senses. Okay. So we can tell that by some of the pictures. That's how it's going to be nonfiction. That it's going to be about real things.
I guess the Caesar are actually right. They are sticking up their tongue.
Yeah, the snake sticking out their tongue. And then as we read today, I want to keep in mind, I want to think about why the author might have wrote this story for us. So we're going to be also thinking about why he might have wrote the story, like kind of like his purpose, or why did the author write this, okay? So, you may already know about your 5 senses. People can see, taste, touch, smell, and hear. Animals also use their senses to learn about the world, but animal senses do not always work the way people's senses do. In this book, you will read about animal senses, how many animals see, touch, taste, smell, and hear, and how they work in ways that are different from the human senses. Sight. Who is the mother of this child in the picture? Who's the mother of the child? Can you point to her? Yeah, you got it. And how can you tell?
Because we see her with our eyes.
Yes.
Pardon the interruption.
You can
I
see
need
her
the
with
following
your
students
eyes.
to the office ready to go,
You
please.
use your sense of sight.
Nolan Ewing, James
This
Boomore.
starfish has an eye on its arm. Your eye, a cat does. You do not taste the same way a butterfly does. You do not smell the same way a snake does, and you do not hear the same way a cricket does. But like animals, your senses help you learn about the world.
Maya
around you.
Flessinger and Avi Swissa to be checked out.
So my question is, I want you guys to have a discussion as to why you think the author decided to write this book. What was his reasoning or his purpose? You guys can talk. What do you think?
Because they're proving that, or trying to say that any animal or human have senses like us, just in a different way.
What do you think, Ashley?
I think because then we can learn more ways of how animals use their 5 senses, I think.
Okay. So what do you guys think? Do you guys kind of agree with each other then about what you were saying?
I think I agree with Caesar.
Mm-hmm. And do you agree with her that about the different animals? So I think you both were kind of right. I think you're right. They wanted to let us know about that not just people have senses, and that there's other animals have senses and what type of senses they have. And they wanted to inform us. I like that word. They wanted to give us information about
Nico D'Souza, ready to go?
5 senses. So that's also another way that we know that this is an informational book, is because the author's informing us about something, right? He's giving us information. And what was he giving us information about?
5 senses. Okay, that animals have 5 senses.
Yeah, the 5 senses. Yeah, exactly. So we said some things that we thought earlier about feeling with wings, smelling with its mouth. Did any of our thinking change now after reading this book? Do you think butterflies still feel with their wings?
What?
Do you think butterflies still feel with their wings?
They
No,
can
probably
die.
not.
They can die.
Yeah, they probably don't. Maybe they feel more with their feet.
How
And then
about
some smell with their mouth. Did we learn more about that? And that did we confirm some things do smell with their mouth? You're right. So what we're gonna do now is I want to check in on your thinking and what you remember about these animals and their sense. So I'm gonna have you guys glue a picture from here and how the animal used its sense in the book. So we talked about a cat, right? What sense did the cat use in the book?
the whiskers,
Or what?
if it falls asleep, it can still feel the things what is gonna use.
So he uses his whiskers to what? To teach?
To touch things if he's
Yeah. So then you're gonna take this and you're gonna glue the under touch. Yeah. So I want you to look at each picture and what was the way that animal was described and used its sense in the book. Thank you, Nisreen. Okay.
Okay. First, then I need to put us the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm just going this out. Okay. Touch. I need to think of this one.
Mm-hmm. The starfish. How did it use one of its senses in the book? How did the author tell us its sense? And we have, sorry, I didn't read this to you. I'll read those to you. It says taste, touch, smell, hear, see. So we have taste, touch, smell, hear, see. Those are the 5 senses.
Oh, I think I know which I am not. I'll just wait after if I can remember which ones the starfish is. Wait, is this taste?
Mm-hmm.
This is taste for the snake. The dog is smell. There's kind of like two smells.
You're right, there are.
The snake is smell and dog is smell. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I'm still forgetting. I made a mistake. But I just put it like.
Yep, you could just put it right under that one. Yep, right there.
I'm not really sure if I can. Okay. I think. Wait, which one's here again? This one's here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. See, is this one? Butterflies taste. I think it's this one's over here,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's one's another. There, under.
All right, well, let's take a look at our book and let's check our work here.
I think I'm making a mistake. Skip them.
So under sight, what animal do we learn about uses, how does a starfish see?
With their arms.
Yeah, the starfish sees with its arms. All right, and then touch. What does the cat use to feel?
Whiskers.
It's whiskers. Good. So you guys have the cat under the whiskers. All right, and then taste. How does the butterfly taste? You're right. So
Taste
butterfly
goes,
use taste in this story. We learned about how the butterfly tastes in this story. Let's see here. Smell. How does a snake smell?
At their tongue.
Yeah, so you should have the snake under tongue. I mean, taste. Snake under smell. Hear. How does the cricket hear?
Knees.
Knees,
And
you're
elbows.
right.
We're
It's-
forgetting.
yeah.
No, it's knees.
So here.
Elbows.
Yep. And then let's see here. And then the super smell. Another one we had for super smell was what?
Super smell.
Who else smells?
Dog.
Our sense of smell uses our sense of smell really good. Yeah, the dog uses a sense of smell. How did the dog use its sense of smell in the story again? What did they say dogs can do?
They can still smell animals that already that they were trying to find them and in 5 days.
Yeah, so they can still smell something that had been there 3 days ago. Their scent is that strong if they left their scent behind. You're right. Nice job, friends. Okay, so one last time. What type of book is this? Is this fiction or nonfiction?
Nonfiction.
And why did the author decide to write this book? Was he trying to inform us about something, or just to entertain us?
To make us know that every single animal has the 5 cents. Well, not all the 5 cents, but they have like different 5 cents. Yeah.
Different senses
4
than
or
we do.
5.
Yeah, so they can have different senses. So they were informing us, right? And telling us about the different 5 senses. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I forgot to put the lid in